Thanks for coming to this call today. My name is Wendy Palmisano, and I am going to share with you my Parkinson's journey today and a simple formula that I have created to help you reach your goals. Whether you have Parkinson's or not, whether you're fighting a disease or just wanting to prevent a disease and be the healthiest person that you can be, this webinar is for you. Okay, so I'm going to start off with sharing my story with you. I posted this picture on Facebook last week and it got a lot of interest. This is why I'm doing this video. But I want you to understand what was going on inside my body on that top picture that was taken in 2020. So I'm going to back up to 2018. My husband and I had just gotten done with taking our son through 4 pretty horrific surgeries. He was born with spina bifida. He's actually had 33 surgeries in his lifetime. But in 2020, or actually 2018, sorry, 2018, April, May, June, and July, he had a surgery each of those months. Originally was to recreate a new bladder, and then some things went wrong, and he had to have a few more. And then the last one wound up being a bowel obstruction, which almost took his life. So the state that I was in, I was stressed. I lacked lots of sleep. I was eating stress food. I don't know if any of you can relate to that. And I wasn't moving. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't leaving the house because I was in full-time caretaker mode. Okay? So fast forward to August of 2018, Sam was doing better. He was on the mend. And that meant it was time for me to start taking some action, get my life back in check. So all I could think of to do exercise-wise was to walk. I love to walk, and I think it's a great exercise. So I was out one morning walking and talking and solving the world's problems with a couple of my girlfriends, just having a good time, when my friend Janice looked over at me and she said, "Wendy, what the heck is wrong with your arm? Why isn't it swinging?" I'm like, "I don't know. Maybe I have a pinched nerve." I didn't want to think about it, so I didn't. I put it totally out of my mind, and I said, "I'm not thinking about that." Well, by Christmas time, I was writing out Christmas cards, and I realized I had to stop after every card to shake out my hand. It sort of was cramping. My once beautiful handwriting was now super sloppy, and I'm like, "Oh, that's weird," and I moved on. I didn't think about it again. Well, by spring, let me just tell you, I had no choice but to think about it, because what happened was my fingers stopped being able to move. I couldn't wave. I couldn't knock on a door. I couldn't serve my family dinner. I could barely drive because my right leg was so tight that I was in so much pain. So the story of my life was I was sitting on a recliner, heat, ice, ibuprofen. I wasn't moving because I hurt. And when you hurt, you think, you shouldn't be moving. So I didn't. Well, I knew at that point I should probably call a doctor. But you see, I had been playing what I call medical land game for years with Sam, and I did not want to play it for myself. So I kind of pushed off that calling that doctor, but finally I did because I had to. And I will say this, medical land held completely true to my expectations. One doctor after another, one test after another. "Wendy, we're sorry, we don't know what's wrong with you." So frustrating. Well, May of 2020, just a few months after that picture was taken, I found myself pulling into the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, Florida with the same attitude. I had an attitude. And I thought, one more doctor who doesn't have answers, one more test that will show nothing. But this time it was different. It's the Mayo Clinic, after all. Within 24 hours, the doctor came back into our room and she said, "Wendy, it is Parkinson's." That's a hard diagnosis to get. I was 48 years old, and I had a lot of life. My kids were all grown. 3 of them were moving out of the house. Jason and I had plans to travel and hike and do all these things, and I thought, my gosh, is my dream gone? Are those plans ended? But then I thought, wow, you know what? I have a diagnosis. When you have a diagnosis, now you can make a plan. Now you can get some answers. Now you can get better. So I got a little bit excited about that. Jason and I stopped off in St. Augustine, and we had lunch, and we talked a little bit, and then we decided to take a trip. And what did we do on that trip? We walked and talked, and we laughed, and we cried, and we decided to come home and kick Parkinson's butt. And that's what we were going to do. So we got home, we started doing some research, and I found some things that I could do, and I'm going to share those with you. But one morning, I woke up early, and I felt like God was telling me to get out a piece of paper and write this down. My faith is very important to me, and so this was one of those moments that I wasn't going to let slip by. Got out my piece of paper, and I'm going to show you what I created that day, because this is where this is what's going to help you as well. This is the formula I was telling you about. It's called Win Your Days. It's just a blank calendar, and every day I do the things I need to do. I mark it off, and it's just a beautiful visual at the end of the month that I won my day 30 times or 31 times. So here's the 3 points to this plan. First of all, you got to figure out what your goal is. Most of you that are watching this have a health goal, right? And so what is your goal? I want you to define it. My goal is to be the healthiest person alive with Parkinson's. I'm kicking its butt. The second part of this formula is you've got to find out who's on your team. Surrounding yourself with people, not doing this life alone, is super important. You know, we're going to get a coach. Maybe that is a physical trainer. Maybe that's a nutritionist. Maybe it's a doctor, a PT. Find your coach. Find some team members. Find people that are going to do this with you. Accountability partner, right? And then I want you to find some cheerleaders. Find those people in your life. Maybe they're not going to exercise with you or cook with you or cheer you on. But actually, they are going to cheer you on. But they are going to cheer you on. These are the people in your life that are going to pick up that phone and call you and say, Wendy, how you doing? Are you keeping up? We're cheering for you. We're praying for you. We're so excited for you. And then the third part of this formula is how will you show up? That's the most amazing part of this. We have to show up every day, one day at a time. I don't want you thinking about next week. I don't want you to even think about tomorrow. I want you to show up today, do the things you need to do to get that goal met, and then give yourself a check on your calendar. And this is where consistency is born. And one thing that I have learned is consistency is the key to success in anything that we do, but especially our health goals. If we eat a salad one day, are we healthy? No. If we eat McDonald's one day, are we unhealthy? No. But if we do either one of those over and over and over and over, it's going to make an impact on our lives. So this is my formula, and I'm going to share with you how I'm kicking Parkinson's butt. All right. So these are the 4 things that I learned that I think can relate to anybody's health goal. Exercise, connection, mindset, and nutrition. And I'm going to break those down a little bit deeper for you guys right now. Okay, so what did I do for exercise? So the top bar up here says walk across Tennessee. You're probably like, what? You walked across Tennessee? Wow, Wendy, that's incredible. Well, I did, but virtually. And as you see the little belt buckle up there, it's the Great Virtual Race Across Tennessee. It was 635 miles. We had 4 months to complete it. And if we did, we got that super beautiful belt buckle. So what did we do? We broke it down into how many miles would we have to walk every day for 4 months in order to reach that goal. And it was 5.2 miles. This is where my consistency for exercise really, really started. And I'm here to tell you, if you have Parkinson's, this is one of the things I learned is super important. We have to be moving. We have to be exercising. We have to be getting our heart rates up. I watched a webinar, and they were talking about all the different people that they studied, and they were finding out the habits of those people, and they were looking for the people whose progression of the disease was slowed the most. And the people who worked out 3 days a week, their progression slowed. Some 5 to 6 days a week, it slowed more. 7 days a week, it slowed the most. And I wanted in on that because I don't want to live with regret. I don't want to say, gosh, if I would have just exercised every day, would I be here? I want to say I did everything I could to slow the progression of this disease. That's what I want to be. And I think that's what you want too, no matter what your goal is. I want you to think about that. Okay, so the Great Race Across Tennessee is over. What are we going to do now? We continue to do some walking, but we also jump back into our gym. It's a great community. If you're local to me, it's called Trinity Fitness. It actually started in my garage in 2008, but there's 5 locations around the Brevard County area. And what I love about Trinity Fitness is a super positive, encouraging place of group fitness. So you're working out with people. You've got friends there that are cheering you on. You're working out. You're getting your sweat on. It's awesome. The next 2 things I'm going to share with you are very specific to Parkinson's. I found a therapist in my area on like day 2 of my diagnosis who works with Parkinson's patients, and she presented me with this program called POWER, Parkinson Wellness and Recovery. And oh my gosh, so it's clinically proven to slow the progression as well. It's a super simple movements that you can do no matter what level of Parkinson's you're at. You can do it sitting down if you need to. You can do it standing up, and you can also make it harder, which is awesome too. So it really meets the needs of anybody at any level. And so I encourage you to look that up. There should be one near you somewhere. And then there's also a Parkinson's specific gym called Rock Steady Boxing. They're also all over the country. Find one. It's just incredible support group. You're working out with other people with Parkinson's, and it's really, really good. So exercise, super important part of what I did. And the consistency of exercise is what helped me lose that weight. The second thing I learned was the power of connection. This was also in that same webinar where they were studying what slowed the progression. And this blew my mind that the people that were in the study who weren't lonely, they weren't socially isolated, actually slowed the progression the most out of anything you could do with staying connected. It's super duper important. You see a picture of my family down here. These are my husband, my kids. 3 of my kids are married, and a little grandbaby in there. And I would encourage you guys to think about things that you can do with people. So I go to the gym, I walk with my friends, I go down to the sunrise. There's a group of people that meet down there every day. I intentionally invite people over to my home. I intentionally make lunch dates, breakfast dates, anything that you can do to get around people, because it does produce dopamine in our brains. And that is the thing that Parkinson's is. It's a lack of dopamine production. So exercise creates it. Connection creates it. Google this, you guys. You'll be surprised. The next thing is mindset. This is huge. This is what I was talking about, how we're going to show up. We have to show up every day. We have to have positive mindset. It's clinically proven that when you have that positive mindset and you think you're going to get well, it produces a different chemical in your brain that actually helps you get well. And so I wrote down, or I posted this little picture over here. These are some of the things I do every day. Slow down, keep calm, keeping that stress level at bay, letting go of the things that you don't need to worry about, being positive, taking it easy, unplugging, enjoying life, having fun, taking deep breaths, relaxing, going outside, meditating. One of the other things I did for mindset during this time was I read this cool book called 40 Days to a Joy-Filled Life. And it's just very short. Each day for 40 days you read it and you fill out, like some questions and answers. And it really does switch the way you start to think. So, reading books, be intentional about your mindset, you guys. You have control over that. You have control over your exercise. You have control over your connections. You have control over your mindset. And the next piece I want to share with you is nutrition. So for most people, this is the hardest part, because, you can exercise for an hour and be done. Don't have to think about it the rest of the day, right? Nutrition, you got breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. You're having to make choices all the time. And our society is so revolved around eating together and celebrating and food. And so, this part is where I really want you to think about the power of what we put in our bodies. It's huge. I watched another webinar specific to Parkinson's. This neuroscientist, he studies disease and nutrition, and this one was all about Parkinson's. And these are the 3 things he told me that I needed to eat every day. He said, I want you to eat lots of antioxidants and polyphenols. Okay, that basically means fruits and vegetables. We all know they're good for us, and we all know we need more. And I don't know that many people that get enough. I learned that we need 10 to 13 servings of raw fruits and vegetables in our body every day to be at our maximum health. And I know with Parkinson's, I need more than that. So that is one of my key focuses: antioxidants, polyphenols. The next thing he said, I want you to get plant-based omegas. Okay? Plant-based omegas, nuts, seeds, avocados, oils, have those in there as well. But that was something that I was told to do every day. And then non-GMO soy, he said, super good for us, and really good for everybody. There's a lot of bad rap around soy, and if you want to know more about the non-GMO soy, please let me know, because I've done lots of research on that. So what I would like to do is just share with you a way to get all of these three things in your body simply, because if I can show you an easy button, I want to. And what I'm about to show you is something that has changed my life and the entire life of my family. And I'm sharing it with you because you're on this call because you want to know what I do. And this is what I do. I take this product called Juice Plus. It's concentrated whole food nutrition. It's got 30 fruits, vegetables, berries, grains, and omega oils. So take a look at this picture. The fruit blend, it's got 10 different fruits in there. Look at the variety. It's crazy. It's a capsule. It takes me 1 second to swallow. The vegetable blend, 10 veggies. The berry blend, 10 berries. And this orange beauty over here is just plant-based omegas, exactly what that doctor told me to get. Super simple, and it's super affordable. Love to share more with you on that. The second part of it, again, is from Juice Plus. I found it. I love it. I'm going to share it with whoever will listen because it's life-changing. They have a shake, and it's got lots of fiber. It's got that plant-based protein, soy, chickpea, pea, and rice. You guys, it's got rice bran and apple fiber, ancient grains and sprouts. It's got broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, radish sprouts, amaranth, quinoa, millet, mushroom powder for our vitamin D. And the best part, it's inexpensive fast food, but it tastes delicious. So that's another thing that I would love to share with you. Okay, so this is what I do. This is actually a program that a doctor friend of mine created, and it's called the Shred 10, and it's just 10 habits that we can start doing every single day. And so a lot of my friends, they'll do this program 10 days out of the month as just a detox, just to kind of kickstart their body back up. And then the next 20 days of the month, they'll kind of, be a little bit, have a little bit more fun. But what I have done since my diagnosis is I do this every single day. And this is all it is. It's everything I just told you. More plants, Juice Plus capsules, 1 or 2 shakes, plenty of water, taking those deep breaths, keeping that stress level low, getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep daily, exercise most days. I choose to exercise every day. Okay, we're also going to reduce our caffeine and our alcohol. We're going to stop eating. This says after 6 p.m., but really it's about 2 hours before you go to bed. Give your body that chance to just, unwind, heal, refresh, let it rest. And then we're also going to reduce or eliminate processed foods. Eliminating gluten and dairy is huge. It's a huge part. And then artificial and refined sugars. So I can get you a copy of this, but it's really everything I've already just said. So this is what I do every single day, and it's been amazing. Okay, so now you're probably going, okay, Wendy, you're doing all these things. You got your goal. You found your team. You're showing up every day. What is going on inside you now? Okay, so I'm happy to say that I do have all my function back. My arm swings, my fingers move. I can write, type, text, cook, do my hair. I feel great. Most days, I have a few days where I'll have some internal tremors, but I feel really, really good. And as you can see, I did lose weight. If that's a goal of yours, this program absolutely will help you lose weight because you're being consistent and you're exercising and you're eating well. Okay. And that, that is just where I'm at. The journey from 2020 to 2021, now on to 2022, has been absolutely incredible. What you all see there is some weight loss, but what you don't see is my confidence level. You don't see my energy and my mood. You don't see all of those great medical improvements. And so I am just so excited to share this with you guys because I really believe that no matter what your goal is, getting that mindset straight, using this plan is really, really going to help you reach your goals. So I want to know, are you ready to win your days? If you want a copy of this PDF, get with the person who sent this video to you, or contact me on Facebook, and I will be more than happy to get you this. Or you can just get a blank calendar, you guys. This is not rocket science. Get the calendar, mark it off. There's even planners out there that already have a little box for habits. You could just check them off. But don't forget to make sure that you're identifying your goal, you've got your team, and you know how you're going to show up every day, what you're going to do. So also, I have a healthy living Facebook community that I'm a part of that I would love to add you to. Just let me know, and I will add you on to that as well. And Jason and I actually have started a whole new company called Win Your Days, and we're coaching people and actually couples on how to get, to really start thinking about new habits and mindset. So I'd love for you can follow us on Instagram or Facebook. So our Instagram is Win Your Days 21. And then our Facebook is simply Jason Wendy Palmisano. So follow us on there, and we'll see where we go from there. But thank you guys so much for listening in. I hope that you found value in this. I hope that this helps you get started winning your days, because when you win your days, you absolutely will win your life. Thank you.